Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today is the let's see, the second day of February, so we're in a new month, and also now we're in the later part of summer, or the second half of summer here in Australia. And I just want to share some more details from my location, and that might help you if you're in a similar climate to Melbourne, Zone 9B. And look at the difference between part 1 and this part 2. Remember, we got to 43 degrees in less than a week ago. Look, from 43 we're down to 23, right? So that's a 20 Celsius difference. And actually it's even cooler than 23. That's not entirely right. We are actually only at, what does it say? 19. Wow. 19 Celsius at 12 noon. So it's 23 in the sun, but 19 in the shade, guys. Yeah, for real. From 49 in Mildura last week to 19 this week in Melbourne. However, having said that, I also have to add the flip side to what I'm saying here, because people will say, hang on, something's not right. Yeah, guys, the other side to this report is it's going to be back into the 30s starting tomorrow on Tuesday, the 3rd of February. Yeah, so it's only a couple of days of this cool and mild weather. And guess what? We are the envy of the country, because they don't get this kind of relief in the tropics. So when we go from 43 to 19, that is something that is unique to Melbourne. They don't have this luxury up in the tropics. I checked, hang on, let's do it together. I want to do things together with you guys. Not only for myself, but for everyone. Look, for example, look at Cairns right now. It's 35, and with the humidity, it feels like 42. It feels like 42 in Cairns, right? That's the true tropics. Now, what would you prefer, 42 or 19? You see, guys, there's the answer to all the people that ask me, why don't you move to the tropics? Aren't you cold? Well, I hope that answers the question for you. I feel just fine with 23 in the sun and 19 in the shade, guys. And mind you, it's going to be 32 tomorrow. So not cold at all. So yeah, thanks for the relief. So in today's part 2 from the backyard, almost a week after the heat wave, we don't have much to report. So I'm going to try to keep this way under 1 hour. But we do have good news. By the way, there's good news and bad news as always. The bad news is I've been a little lazy, but that's not the fault of the garden, right? You know, I haven't trimmed. I still haven't trimmed, guys. I haven't brought out the trimmer in a whole month. I just feel lazy, and I'm telling you, look at these weeds. Some people say, oh, they're pretty. Don't pull them out. Everyone's got their own version of events, you know. So the good news is the jabuticabas, the giant, the large leaf, the small leaf, they're all doing great. So remember this one I showed you about a month ago, it wasn't doing well. I thought I had overwatered it or underwatered it or whatever. Well, it's come back to happy times, right? Or happy days. And that one there's always done the best. And it's still getting better and better. This one and this one here are large leaf or grimmel, I believe. Let me double check. Yes, large leaf jabuticaba from Dailies. Yeah, so all three of them are doing wonderful. The new mangoes from, what's her name? The Cottage. I can never remember the name of the nursery. cottage farm up in Maroochydore. From Heidi, right? I've had these now for, let's see, November, December, January, coming up to 3 months. This is the orange sherbet. I was going to make a separate video on the mangoes, but what the heck, we'll put it all together today. I know some of you will complain. There's always complainers, guys. There's always complainers. So yeah, it's doing really well. This is the replacement that I got, because the first orange sherbet she sent was a little sickly. It had anthracnose, and guess what? That one, the first one, has done better than the second one. I'll show you the other one in a moment. So great news on almost all the mangoes. There's a couple of sooks. The black sapote seedling that was doing not well at all, and I was on the verge of pulling it out back in November, has come back really, really well, guys. I cut off a side branch that was that one there, that one right there. It was going all the way across down to here. Like what? No. We don't like branches like that, guys. So we got rid of that. A long side branch and a shorter one there. Got rid of that, and a tiny one there. So we got rid of three side branches that were going the wrong way. Meanwhile, because I want this tree to be vertical, I want it to be like this. See this? I want it to be like that. I want it to be vertical, and then here I want it to go bushy. Up here, I want all the action up here, not down there. I don't want anything down there. Nothing at all. That's just how I like my trees, guys. What you're looking at back there is some celery I transplanted. You don't transplant celery when it's 43 Celsius. But look at the lilies. The lilies compared to the celery. Look at the two different plants. I transplanted, and I got a lot of weeds. I got a lot of weeding to do, right? So don't judge me on my laziness. Look at the lilies that I just decided to pop here under the prickly pear. Look how well they did after being transplanted in 43 Celsius. Do you see the difference, guys? So don't be hard on yourself when things turn out like that. It's the plant's fault, not your fault. Celery just doesn't like summer. It doesn't like sun. It doesn't like anything except wet, cold. Wet, cold. I did this because there was either this or the compost. I decided I'd give it a chance. Maybe I should have put it in the compost. All right. Cucumbers have come back from their funk. They were all funky back in December from all the heat we had at the beginning of December and then at the beginning of January. In between we had cold. We've picked about a dozen of these cucumbers. Really, really good. I've got two different varieties, the Continental and the Lebanese. So anyway, yeah, they've done really great. The cucumbers, right? Okay, so we try to avoid veggie talking about vegetables, because we'll be here forever. I trimmed the wurts avocado so I can walk under it without slamming my head, except when we get to this and to that. I decided to leave these, of course, because we had fruit there, but otherwise I gave it a trim because there was a lot of low-hanging branches here that had no fruit at all. These are the new 2026 fruitlets. Let's see, not as many as in 2025, but not complaining. I do see about 30, maybe more, 30 fruitlets from the wurts. Yeah, not as much as last year, although a quarter of them last year went to the possums, right? And it's been very dry. Did I mention 8 weeks without rain? And when I say rain, guys, I don't count sprinkles. Yeah, we had a couple of sprinkles in December. And we even had a sprinkle yesterday. 0.0 5 millimeters, half a millimeter of rain. I'm not going to count that for the record. No, I'm not going to count half a millimeter when Sydney got 160 millimeters. 160 millimeters is what Sydney got in January. Yeah, with all that heat, those heat waves. We got the heat waves without any rain. That's why their mangoes are exploding and their wax jambu. Right? And they didn't have any cold in September, October, November. They didn't have any cold in spring. We did. Our winter here in Melbourne ended at Christmas. Yeah, guys. We didn't have a spring. Okay, on the Hass avocado, the update, as this wasn't looking too good. Hang on, just a moment. Hang on. All right. The Hass avocado. About a month ago, I dumped a bag of mushroom compost on it, if you go back and look. And last week, I dumped a wheelbarrow of leafy matter. This is from the macadamia tree. This is all from the macadamia leaves, macadamia everything, on top of the mushroom compost. So let's see how that helps. Oh man, I'm trying to keep it away from the trunk. Very sooky tree, the avocado. You got to be careful. It doesn't like this and it doesn't like that. And I never had problems with this tree for 10 years. Until now, when it started to, the drought. Basically, the bottom line is, it's not my fault. It's the drought, right? It's the drought, guys. Avocados do not tolerate drought. So, in spring, when we needed dry weather for the mangoes, for the Glen mango, we had rain. And in summer, when we needed rain, we had drought, which is not good for the avocado. So the mango lost out and the avocado lost out because of the wrong in the getting the climate back to front. Of course I watered it, but tap water doesn't cut it as much as rainwater. But I do have good news. It's mostly recovered up to about the 3/4 height. Up to 3/4, up to there, it's a full recovery, that part of the tree. But that part of the tree, the top third, let's say third, is still sooking. But even though it's still sooking, all the leaves up there were yellow a month ago. Now they're all green. So we got the color back, but we don't have the perkiness back. This perkiness here. See that perkiness? It's not much. We have that instead. We have this instead of that. So it looks like it's going to be a slow process to get back to being how it should be. So I just got to be patient and wait. And all that dieback we got as well. We got a lot of dieback in the middle. A lot of dead branches like the black sapote. Here you go. I pulled most of it off. Here's some I didn't. This stuff here. A lot of this. Yeah, black sapote and Rollinia are infamous for their dieback. Okay. Oh, by the way, more good news. I've decided I'm going to pull out my first ever tree that I planted 25 years ago. This 25-year-old Jonathan apple is coming out. You know why? Because I'm getting hooked, guys. I'm getting hooked on mango trees. That's why. We're going to plant another mango tree right here. Not now. Not a good time to plant mango trees right now. I mean, it's doable, it's okay, but the best time to plant mango trees in Melbourne. By the way, this information is only for Melbourne, not for Brisbane. Okay? Only for Melbourne. The best time to plant a mango tree here in the ground, not talking about pots or greenhouses, in the ground is in spring. So, and you want it in the middle of spring, not the beginning of spring. September, Even though it's spring, it's still too cold at night because you want the soil temperature to be over 10 Celsius. This here, oh, that's toasty. That is so toasty. That's at least 20 Celsius, at least 20, maybe 22. So you want the soil to be much warmer to plant your mango tree. Now would be a great time, actually, right now. Even better than spring. But the problem with planting mangoes in summer, in late summer, is they only have 2 months of warmth to grow. That's not long enough. 2 months. Again, we're not in Queensland. 2 months in Queensland, you get a lot of growth. 2 months in Melbourne, not Victoria, Melbourne. Okay, there's Melbourne and there's Mildura. Remember Mildura? Okay, 2 months in Melbourne is nothing. It's nothing. It's blink an eye and it's over. Back to the cold. Now, so that's what we're going to do. And we're going to do it October/November 2026. This is going. So enjoy your last apples. Your last apples. I'm really not going to miss the tree at all, right? Because I've planted new apple trees. Remember? I got this multi-grafted subtropical apple tree. 1, 2, 3, either 3 or 4 varieties, and we've got another one over there. You've seen it, right? Let me quickly run down there and show you the other apple tree, the same one from the fruit salad company. There you go. These are sufficient. There you go. That's sufficient. There's another one there. We've had about 20. There's only like 5 left. The tree's only been in the ground 2 years, and it's been a champion, So that apple, there's the other orange sherbet I was telling you about. Look how much better this one is doing. Not much, but let's just say better, right? Just let's say better. There you go. There's the tag. Orange sherbet, correct? That was the first one Heidi sent me, and it was sick. Full recovery and a new coat and new leaves, and very exactly the way I like my trees. Perky and vertical. Vertical, 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 vertical. Just like the star fruit here. Just like the saba nut. Just like the cinnamon. I like my trees vertical. And my guava, the pink guava. See how vertical I have it? Yeah, guys, vertical. Not this bushy business. So yeah, that's doing great. Really happy with the orange sherbet, number 1 and number 2. Not so happy with the star fruit. 10 years and we haven't had any fruit. But we're not giving up. It's healthy though. It's always healthy. It's always green. It even flowers occasionally. Some years we get flowers. A lot of dieback. This is the dieback champion of all trees. The carambola. These here. A lot of dieback. So I'm not holding my breath. At this stage, it's just an ornamental. And eventually, when this mango, if and when it gets to be a champion size tree, I might even pull this out. But we've got a long way to go. Think Glen Mango. Think Glen Mango. How old is that? 11 years old. So that's not going to go anywhere quickly. But we've got to start somewhere. Okay, so as I was saying, the Jonathan apple is going out. Look at these lilies, peace lilies in summer. These peace lilies are as tall as the apple tree all winter. They smother it. Didn't I tell you that back in November? Come summer, you won't see the peace lilies. You'll only see the apple tree. Well, come winter, you won't see the apple tree. You'll only see the peace lilies. And you might think, why don't you pull these out? Guys, I've pulled these out so many times. I've done this so many times. But look what happens. They grow back in winter. They grow, even if I was to pull this out, it would come back in winter. You can't kill a lily, a peace lily. You can't kill these. So I gave up. I gave up on trying to kill it. All right. So we're going to have a new mango somewhere around these roots. I have to get a way to dig around the roots of the apple tree. But first we need to, unfortunately, cut the tree down and kill the stump. We're gonna do that either in autumn, meaning March, April, May, or August, September, on the flip side, at the end of winter. It's better to do it now than to do it in winter, because the poison takes time to penetrate and do its job. Unfortunately, I don't want to kill a beautiful tree like this, but guys, I got my reasons. If you're a long-time viewer, you'll know that my neighbor has got an apple tree there as well. She's had it there for almost 15 years, and they never eat their apples. Never, not even one time, not even one bite. And that apple is only serving one purpose: attracting parrots to Fruitopia. So thanks to that tree, I have to bag and net and do all kinds of things to my apple tree. So that's going to be one less tree I have to worry about. Secondly, this is a full-size apple tree. Very vigorous. Chainsaws every year, and I have to keep doing it every year. So that's the second reason. I'm sick to death of, look at this side branch I cut 10 years ago. Huh? I'm not gonna keep doing that for another 10 years. So, two very good reasons to get rid of the apple. And there's a third reason. Guys, the third reason is it's taken up a lot of territory because it's full size. It's not a, I think this might be a semi-dwarf. I'm not sure. We'll find out. It's taken up too much room. I can have not one mango, I can have two mangoes. One next to that pot and one over here on the other side, maybe. But at least one. So three reasons why the apple has to go. Oh, and fourth reason, these apples suck, really. They're not that good. I mean, they're okay for juicing or for cakes, but not fresh out of hand like the one I showed you before. That one is an apple. That is an apple. The Fuji. All right, so an update on the mangoes. Doing okay-ish, right? Look at these leaves. This is the Thai mango, King Thai, Maha Chinook. Doing good, and this one only gets like 2 or 3 hours sun a day. That hardly gets any sun. I'm gonna be trimming back this jasmine vine. I was gonna do it today because it's cold. I don't like working when it's 30, and I'm making a video today because it's cold. It's not fun, guys. Pruning, filming, doing anything when it's 30 plus. Today is the day to do everything. So that jasmine is gonna get butchered. I do it every year, right? And that'll give this guy an extra hour or two of sun once the jasmine is lower. Because that's where the sun is right now, and it's going straight into the jasmine. It's going straight into the jasmine. See that? See that? Yeah. So we wanted it on the mango. Still waiting for the red Dhaka. 15 years and still waiting for the first red Dhaka banana flower. Wow, man, what a wait. The good news, there's good news though. The good news is we're not getting those sick pups anymore. I don't know why. I made no changes. So the sick banana pups are not coming anymore. As you can see, very healthy pup. That's the only pup. I don't know why there's no other pups, which is weird. The ruby red guava here is doing great. No, I think I saw a flower. I think there was a flower. Oh, yeah, there it is. One flower. One flower. Hopefully we get to try one fruit on the ruby red. And here we have another mango, the Palmer. He's still on pause as far as shooting out, but the shoots are ready to go. Right, so we're waiting for him. He's in the same condition as the Thai. The Thai guava has got a lot of fruitlets. I don't know if any will hang. Remember, the guavas here flower in summer and grow in autumn, and they're ready in winter. So it's a little back to front, not ideal. I'm talking tropical guavas, not Feijoa. The Nam Doc Mai is getting ready to push some growth at the top here. I've been pulling tons and tons of shoots off from the rootstock every week. Click, 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 click along the rootstock. It's really pushing hard down at the bottom, but not much up here. Not much at all. Heidi, that's 2 years old. Two years in the ground. All three mangoes I showed you have been in the ground for 2 years now. So they're entering their 3rd year, which means next summer, 26/27, I'm going to let all 3 of them hold fruit. This is another one of Heidi's. Look how well it's done. It's almost doubled in height since picking it up in November. This is where I had a fig, the brown turkey fig. The brown turkey fig, which went to heaven. I sent it to heaven with a little bit of juice. It's under here, under this plastic bag and rock. Yeah. There's the trunk from the brown turkey fig. So this is the... Oh, it's one of those tags. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, man. What does it say? Oh, shit. I can't see that, man. Pickering. Oh, wow. It's a Pickering. I completely forgot that I had a Pickering. All right, let's get moving. Ah, yeah. Yeah, so I got to do the jasmine. Got to get all these off from the fern. Right, a lot of work, guys. I've got to trim all this, got to remove the apple, got to clean up these peace lilies. It's a full-time operation. Empty these grow bags that have been doing nothing for over a year. Make sure this net doesn't blow away. That's protecting the Pakistan mulberry. The Pakistan mulberry, which we didn't get to enjoy at all in spring, because the birds got every single one of them. So we're waiting for the second flush of berries in late summer, so we can enjoy our Pakistan mulberry, guys. Our for rare mandarins are finished. We juiced all the last ones. There's no dragon fruit on this unknown variety, no flowers yet. But it's still early days. Remember, we're 1 month behind. 1 month, not behind other states. We're 1 month behind our own climate. We're 1 month behind Melbourne's own climate. Yeah, guys. We're running a month late compared to every other year. Jeez. I mean, you name it. We've had every obstacle except for flooding. We had some bushfires last week in country Victoria, but thankfully not in Melbourne. Good news here. The first flower opened last week. I didn't film it. The last week of January. Right, I don't know if that's going to set fruit. We'll see. We've got a few more flowers that have come. Where are we? Yeah, 1, 2, 3... 4, right, and I think on the other side there's one more, 5. We have 5 so far, and this got damaged during the 43 Celsius because I didn't cover it with a shade cloth. Oh well. The native Australian tamarin is still powering along. I better go and close the garage door. I forgot the garage door. I was in the front this morning. This is the other wax jambu, which is also setting a lot of fruit, right? Yeah, it's doing great. Got a lot of weeds to pull out though. Weeds everywhere, guys. I've been feeling lazy. So hot. Been feeling hot and lazy, yeah. We've been spending a lot of time at the beach. A lot. More time at the beach than in the garden. Hang on, let me go and close the garage door. Okay. The jujubes, this is the shangxili. All the fruit is set. So I gotta get the what do you call it? The nets ready for the fruit fly. Yeah. Oh, wow, that's a big one. I didn't even see that one. I hope that hasn't been stung yet. Oh, that's a big one. Whoa. I totally missed that one. Totally missed it. Yeah, I gotta get it. I gotta get the the bag on ASAP. I see big ones up there too on the lee. Yeah, it's time. It's time. So there's another job there I have to get cracking on. So that's the lee jujube. This is the shangxili, and over there's a Sherwood. I don't know if we're going to get our first ever Sherwood. This has been a real sook for the last 3 years. It's never set. Look, see how it's limping at the top? Look, it can't even hold its own weight. It's meant to be like that, right? And it's not. So it's very green. It's very healthy. Actually, it's just as healthy looking as the others. But it doesn't have any, except for this side branch, it doesn't have any perkiness to it. It's perkyless. Perkyless. It's all right. It's all right. If it sets one fruit, I'll be happy so I can taste it. All right, another large leaf, Jabbo. This one is always done really well. It even flowered for us in spring about 4 months ago, but dropped the flowers. Remember, you have to wait at least 5 or 6 years for the jabuticaba in Melbourne. We're not talking any other place, but Melbourne. Oh, I planted my new custard apple tree in the front yesterday, where the lychee was. I pulled out the lychee. Yeah, and I found out why the lychee, it's going to be another video, why this lychee wasn't doing well in the front. The Pt2. It's a story on its own. We'll talk about that in another video. Why? Yeah, well, now I know why. Oh man. So the new custard apple took its position. This is the Wumpy, the grafted Wumpy, Ying Pang. We still have a lot of oranges that are getting stung and dropping, so we have to move quick and juice them. The Australian fig, the sandpaper fig, has all its figs up there in the wrong place instead of down at the bottom. So what I'm gonna have to do for next season is, because I can't put nets up there, man, it's too high. After this season, I'm gonna have to cut this short and encourage it to bush out lower. Yeah. The persimmons, not much change. These will need to be bagged soon because they're ready to be nibbled on. They're not ready to eat, but ready to peck and drop by the birds. That's the oldest jujube that I have, and that one's also set a lot of fruit. So I gotta get moving, guys. I gotta get cracking and net this as well, because the fruit fly stings the jujubes here in Melbourne, here at Fruitopia, I should say. The jamun is putting out a lot of new growth, like it has been for the last 5 months. It's always growing, always pushing. And the thing is, it sets flowers in autumn. And those flowers have to withstand 5 months of winter before there's a chance for them to fruit. Yeah. So last year, in 2025, if you go back and check, the flowers on this that were hanging all winter dropped in spring. 2 or 3 little fruit were set in September, but they dropped. So again, like the guava, this has to do the best it can over winter and hold those flowers. A tough call of 5, but the thing is, it's in direct sun. It's in direct sun all winter, all across here. So it's in the best location in the garden, prime position, just like this small leaf jabuticaba is. This one here, I've decided in order to get a second flush of flowers, currently it's dropping all its bark, right? All the bark. So now that it's dropping its bark or shedding or whatever, it's time for it to get a prune, because it's getting bushy. And you don't want this tree to be bushy, because the way it works, now that I've looked into it further, is the trunk, the skeleton, all this inner skeleton here has to be exposed to full sun in order to fruit more than once. And the reason for that, guys, is always the same. It goes back to the temperature. Remember in the start of the video I said it was 19 in the shade and 23 in semi-shade? Well, in the sun it's probably 30. But you're not going to get 30 in here because of all the shade. So again, in the tropics I don't have to do that, because it's 30 inside the shade and it's 30 outside the shade. Not here. You saw it on my watch. So we're gonna have to trim this tree ASAP. That is, remove all these branches on the bottom half of the tree, and maybe remove some small branches, especially ones that are rubbing and touching, like this one. Yeah, so that's another job coming up soon. That's a sabara for our friends in America. We call it the small leaf. Kohala, longan, doing okay. I don't know how many fruit it's holding right now, how many it's going to end up holding. I don't know, we'll have to wait another month to see. Lychee dropped all its little fruitlets. No lychee, sorry, not this year. Come back again in 2027. Yeah, sad, the Bosworth. The pink guava is late to the party, a month late. Only now is it flowering. Way too late. Way too late. That means the fruit won't be ready until winter, until July, August, September, October. Yeah, a very late season of tropical mangoes in Melbourne in 2026. What else? What else, guys? What else? So much going on. I trimmed the Fino de Hete Cherimoya underneath, the lower branches under there, because they were resting. They were resting on this bougainvillea. Remember the fruit we had last year? 30 fruit, and it was resting like that with the weight of the fruit. So I need to cut these lower branches even further. Yeah. Bougainvillea looks like it wants to grow into a tree in this corner, so I might let it grow up high. It's gonna block sun though from the cherimoya, maybe, because the sun's up on the left there. We'll see. The African Pride Atemoya, the slow coach, is setting a lot of flowers. Hopefully we'll get a fruit for the first time after 4 years. 4 years in the ground, man. What a... Yeah. The fruit fly or someone is stinging the oranges because it's late. Remember I told you, if you don't pick these by Christmas, someone else will pick them for you. Yeah, someone else will do the job. So I gotta get juicing ASAP. Yeah, so we have that bugger to work with. There's the Thai Night carambola. I've had this in the ground for over 10 years. We're waiting to see what it does. It's flowered many times, but no fruit. Pawpaw seedling. Another kohala longan. Another kohala longan over there. So we've got 2 here. A lot of the fruitlets dropped from the 43 Celsius heat wave we had a week ago. Got scorched. Other parts didn't. Some parts did, some parts didn't. Go figure. Right? The Tangelo citrus. I gave that a prune, as you saw a few weeks ago. The grafted pawpaw here. I can't wait to remove the shade cloth so it can breathe, because the shade cloth is a little undersized, as you can see, undersized. Yeah, but that's what the best I can do right now, guys. It just has to put up with that. The Chompu Longan didn't do at all well all summer. It almost died, but it's getting a lot of new growth up and down the trunk. The other grafted pawpaw, the one that didn't do anything all summer, all spring, is pretty much still the same. This is the Pennsylvania gold. So, yeah. But it's alive, it's healthy. It's just needing a couple of more seasons to get up there. So it's a waiting game. But he got protected. Black Sapote seedling doing okay. He needs a better support structure. That's why he's tilting. Gurumichama seedling doing well. Another Jabuticaba doing well. I didn't protect this at all during the heat wave, during the 43 degrees. No protection. And he came through a champion. The Scarlet seedling. I didn't protect this Taiwan gold mango either during the heat wave. He's doing great. This Pinkerton avocado, which is grafted, I had a closer look, and guess what? I thought it was the rootstock that these were all coming from, but these are all coming from the graft. I had a closer look, guys. That is, I looked when it was sunny, like today. The first few times I looked, it was cloudy, and I couldn't see the graft. So the graft, I thought the graft was up here, but it's not up here. It's not up there. The graft is down here, right there, where my hand is. So all those shoots are above the graft, above the rootstock. Yeah, the Pinkerton is coming back in this weed mat. In this weed mat. Yeah, guys, the Pinkerton avocado, which is 11 years old. Yeah. And if you're new to the channel, it died from root rot 7 years ago. It's been in the pot for, well, it's been in the pot, in the ground, back and forth for about 6 years. Because every time I put it into the ground, die back. In the pot, come back. Get out of here, man. Schizo tree. Yeah, I've got to do a lot of trimming still. I haven't trimmed the loquat. I haven't trimmed the macadamia. It's all waiting. All this work is waiting for me. I haven't trimmed the lime. 3 trees that need to be trimmed. What else? I was thinking of pulling out this banana clump. This one, not the other one. There's 2 here. And planting another mango here next spring. Exactly right here where this banana is. But it's a big job removing all this. Huge operation. So this guy can have a friend. Just put him right there. Right there. Like 2 meters away. 6 feet away. Another mango. So we're going to put one here and one at the apple tree I showed you before. Look how well this one is doing. Now this is the shade of green that I like to see on my mangoes. Look at this. Look at the shade of green. And this one is the lemon meringue. And as I've said before, this is like a wind tunnel here. The coldest wind passes through here on the entire property, here in the driveway. Right? This tunnel here, behind the bungalow, and the driveway in the front are the coldest tunnels on the property. And even so, during summer, he hasn't minded at all. But remember, I'm going to give him a frost cloth. He'll probably be the first one I cover at the end of April / early May. Because sometimes we get frost. The first frost arrives either the first day of May or the last day of May. It's a toss. It's a toss of the coin. It's a risk you take, because if this guy gets the first frost, man, it's going to give him such a whack. Like someone literally giving him a hard slap. That's how much that frost hurts. After having 30 Celsius for 5 months. that wind chill, with a wind chill, that frost feels like -2, -3. And he's not going to like that at all. So I might have to cover him at the end of April. All right. Let's go back here. Oh, there's the these are all the leaves that I gave the Hass avocado. Look how much there's left. There's enough organic matter here to mulch 10 Hass trees, right? Watch these spiders when you walk through. This is a spider web. So what we do, we just put the spider web to the side. Up, there he is. And then slice that in 2 and walk through. Thank you. Thank you for letting me walk in my garden. Yeah, this is the macadamia. Oh man, what an operation that's gonna be. Orange tree. The navel, the Washington navel. Jeez. And the Tahiti lime. Yep. And that's the ruby grapefruit. We picked the last ones yesterday. That's the green gauge. Oops, and there was another. Oh man, another spider web. They hide out in the leaves. That's the green gauge that I put the chainsaw on last year, right? And out of all the bushy comeback, I kept 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 main branches. And of course, the year after the chainsaw, you get no fruit. So this is going to fruit in spring 26. I still have another job back here to remove all this. I don't know what that is. All I know is it's very what's the word? Very tough. tough to kill, tough to remove. Okay, at the back here we have a few changes, like the black sapotes here. The two grafted black sapotes have done really well, especially this one. This is the Bernica. Yeah, the Bernica has come back nicely, hasn't he? Huh? Pretty. Had a dozen or more fruitlets and they all fell. They fell recently, and I'm good with that. I want this guy to get bushy and grow. I don't want fruit. By the way, I've had this tree for about 6-7 years. Look how small it is. Mind you, it doesn't get much sun, so I need to prune the overhead native frangipani. Cut all these branches off here so it gets more sun and more rainfall. That's another prune I need to do. Right there. Cut. Yeah. This is a beautiful fragrant tree in late winter, August, September. Very nice. I also need to prune this apricot. That's going to be an easy job. We only got like 3 apricots out of 30. The Tilton. Yeah, so much for a dwarf. Look how tall it is. It's literally 5 meters tall. 5 meters, and they call it a dwarf tree. What a job not have planted it here. Damn, man. Another Chompu longan, which almost died over summer. But now, oops, I flicked it over to myself. But now, in late summer, it's coming back with a lot of new growth. Right? I don't know why the Chompu has not performed well for me at all in Melbourne. And I've got 2 of them. 2 of them. And this one gets full sun all day. And so does the other one. They both do. They're not shaded like the black sapote. The black sapote in the shade is doing a lot better than the longan is in the sun. Go and figure that out. How does that work? Here you can see the overhead branches clearer from a distance over the black sapote there. See that? So we need to get rid of this whole branch. Whoa, this whole branch has to go. Yeah. This is the Mar grafted black sapote. Also 6-7 years in the ground. This one's still holding onto a lot of the fruitlets or flowers. I've had to cut off a lot of the branches because it was really spindly. A lot. Like I had to remove 1/3 of the tree, and it's still overloaded with a lot of branches. I did the same on the Tahiti black sapote, which I'll show you shortly. We've been harvesting our first trombone zucchinis. There's one down there on the ground. They're really nice. Highly recommend the trombone. There's another one in there. A lot of new growth on the persimmon here, the flat seedless. And there's the fruit, the only one that's going to have to be bagged ASAP. The Grand Nain bananas are pushing nicely. Right? A lot of them. There's like a dozen pups. I have to get rid of a few, or get rid of half of them actually. Another star fruit. This is the Sri Kembangan. See the dieback? Every year on these. Every year. Tree lettuce from Timor. Been collecting that. The cherry moya seedling. Not doing much. Just getting bushy. Sugarcane. Bananas. A lot of bananas. Not much change since the last video. As I said, there's not much change in this video, but I wanted to make an update anyway. Just to show you. Just to document what happened after all that nasty heat. Well, the pomegranate went to town. Right? He's a heat lover, like the mango. So we got 1, 2. They're turning green, so it's hard to see them. The ones that have developed have turned green, so I can't see them. When they're young, they're red. Yeah, so I see 2. There might be 10 though. I haven't been in there. Oh, there you go. See? Green. 3. I'm sure there's 10. I'm pretty sure there's 10 in there, if I was to look. Another jabuticaba. The monkey jack got hit a little bit by the 43. My bad. I shoulda, coulda, woulda put a shade cloth on him. Everything was ready. The stakes were there from last winter. He got hit a little bit. Nothing drastic. But he got hit there. See that? The rest of it's fine. The rest of it's fine. Ah, and he got hit here. That little leaf. Yeah, so, and now that the pumpkins are growing all over, when I water back here, the water's not penetrating into the roots of the tree. These pumpkins are in the way. So, and we've got a volunteer tomato plant that I didn't plant. Right? It's all happening here, guys. And there's another volunteer tomato. And there's the chayote. That's doing really great. Taking off on the wire. And some more trombone up there. And some more trombone down there. Look. The zucchini. And another volunteer tomato there. So the problem here is getting the pumpkin leaves out of the way. And they're rooting themselves into the ground too, wherever they can. The thing is, this will break if I try to do anything with this. It'll break, and I'll lose all that, all this growth, including all the flowers on the pumpkins. So what I have to do is at least remove the leaves that are in the way of the action here where the water goes. Right? And feed these leaves back to the tree as mulch. Yeah, guys, this needs water. This needs water. So, let's see. No. Look, it's fluff. It's fluff. That's not water. So it's pretty dry here. Thanks to the pumpkin. The pumpkin is robbing the moisture from the ground. All right. So you have to keep your eye on things like that. And then you got these bananas. Also doing their thing. Stealing more moisture. All right. Green sapote. Let's have a look at you. And here we have a dwarf macadamia. That's also, he's getting bushier and wider. He's getting wide, really wide, like 2.5 to 3 meters wide now, this dwarf. Urgh. So once this banana is harvested, this one here, I'm not going to allow any of these pups to come up because they're growing right next to the trunk of the macadamia tree. Right? So I've got to dig these suckers out. And they're beautiful banana suckers, unfortunately. When I planted all this 5 years ago, I just put one little banana pup here, a little banana pup here, and a little macadamia chopstick right there. They were at least 4 feet apart. And look at this 5 years later. Yeah, guys, so be aware. Be aware of the chopsticks. They can turn into big chopsticks, big trees. Okay, so with the green sapote, I've been keeping my eye on the flowers to see if there's any fruitlets. But most of the fruitlets or flowers have fallen. They fall when I touch. Hang on. When I touch them. Touch, fall. Touch, fall. These aren't falling. Okay, 3 of them there didn't fall. That's a good sign. Let's see, where else? There's 2 there. Let's see. That fell, those fell. That one's hanging on. Whoop, that fell off too. So, hang on. There's some more there. This happened last year. Let's see. Fall, and no, that one's staying. That one's staying as I tickle it. Actually, there's 2 there. There's 2. Yeah, and there's more. Oh, there's more there. So we'll come back in another week or 2 and see if they're still here. And there's one there. Where is it? Yeah, right there somewhere. It's hard to see. Anyway, so after 5 years in the ground, the green sapote is still not ready to hold flowers. All right, let's get out of here. Let's walk through the banana because I don't want to go under here. These macadamia leaves have got edges, and I'm half naked, so we don't want to get our back scratched. I'm actually topless, guys, just like your dad at the beach. All right. Rollinia time. Here you go. The Rollinia. A lot of flowers, No fruitlets yet in February, nothing. Last year at this time, we had a fruitlet, this one here. By the end of January or the beginning of February, I don't remember. Roughly this time, approximately at this time, last year. Yeah. So it looks like we have to wait another few more weeks to see if any of these flowers take. Down there I've got a oh man, what's the name? Oh my god, hang on. Kwai mak. Yeah, the kwai mak. Take 3. He's died twice and he's come back a 3rd time. Yeah, so that's my 10-year-old Rollinia tree. Some more of the trombone there. Okay, let's go. More banana clumps here. Zucchini and eggplants. The scarlet runner bean didn't work this year. I don't know why. I guess it's because of the heat wave. The whatchamacallit, the tapioca, what's its name, is still growing slowly. Cassava. It's very healthy and very pretty, but slow. Very slow. Very, very slow. And the watermelon here that I planted back in November, only now in February is starting to move. Jeez, what the heck? 3 months, a 3-month waiting game. That one is still sleeping over there. That's how it is, guys. The artichokes are still coming, but we had enough of those. The tomatoes, we've been feasting on these. Been getting at least 5 every day. And because of the rats, I have to pick them early at this age. Right? Not that age. This age, when they turn orange. When they're over half ripe. I see another one. because the rats will beat me to it if I say, I'll wait till they're fully ripe. No, I won't. No, I won't. No, I won't. There's rats here, guys. I've got rats, I've got possums, I've got bats, fruit fly, drought, no rain for the tomatoes. Oh, there's a nice one. Yeah, look at that. Thank you very, very much. Untouched. And there's some more in here. What did I say, 5 a day? Maybe 6. Yeah, maybe 6 a day. Every day. So, even though I didn't plant these ideally, because of all the obstacles like that mulberry tree and this apple tree, it's still getting enough light, guys. It's still enough light to do the job. Even when you go against the experts. And by the way, you might think, ooh, I bet that don't taste good, picking them half ripe. They sure do. In 48 hours, these will be blood red, like your blood, and sweet as sugar. All of them. Yeah, guys. You don't have to follow the textbook. Let me put these away. Yeah. Do it your way, guys. Whatever works best for you. That's how I've done everything here. Of course there's going to be problems and mistakes. There's already problems and mistakes. So you might as well have fun. You might as well have fun. If it's going to be that way. If the rules are that way, you might as well enjoy it. Oh no, we're back to where we started. Alright guys, I think that's the video. We passed the 1 hour point. This was meant to be half an hour, but oh well. Oh well. There's a beautiful bougainvillea that I have there for Kim. See, look at the 43 degrees did here to the fuerte. Right? Yeah. It was hot, guys. Today it's 19. It's like, what? 19? Well, now it's probably 20. Yeah, it's 20. It's 20 now. Yeah, now it's 20. It's 20 degrees, and in the sun, it feels like 30. I'm not joking, by the way. It feels like 30 degrees in the sun. Like, you can actually get a sunburn. There's the fuerte avocados. There's more than one. I don't know where they're hiding. When I don't look for them, I find 10. Oh, here they are. Oh, what's this? Someone's already chewed on this one. Oh my God. At that size? What? Guys. Oh my God, there's another one they chomped on. No way. They're chomping on them the size of a grape. Oh man. No! Leave my fuerte alone. Yeah. I don't know who's doing it. I thought it was the possums. But it might be the rats, man. I think the rats are doing most of the damage. Anyway. Back to the mangoes. That's the keat. Remember the keat that was sucking and limping? Look. What kind of mango is this? He looks like the saddest, most miserable mango in Australia. Right? For sure. And then he does this when it's 43 degrees. When it's 43 degrees, he pushes a flush of growth. Wacko. So wacko. And he's doing this over here. Right? So, yeah, he's showing all the signs of full steam ahead whilst sulking. Yeah, so there you go, guys. There's the yellow jabuticaba there. He got through the 43 degrees really well. Another jabuticaba here. That's the red hybrid. Right? He was unprotected during the 43 degree day, and he came through stellar. The Tahiti black sapote, the grafted one I was talking about before, I cut at least 10 branches off because it was really bushy, really bushy. And there's that dieback again. The dieback, man, the dieback on black sapote. Just like Rollinia. I don't know what's up with these trees. We're just not used to it with regular trees. And this has got hundreds and hundreds of flowers, this Tahiti. Hundreds. I've never seen so much black sapote flowers on a even more than the seedling in the front, the tall one. So I don't know what he's trying to say, his way of communicating. This gets easily 10 hours of full sun a day. So does this mango. And that's the video, guys. I'm gonna stop it here. There's no other changes. That's the Max Gold White Sapote, the grafted one. I cut off his other branch, his side branch, and he's only got 1 leader now going up, which is what I want. Look at all the burn he got. He was uncovered too during the heat wave. Right? But he'll come through. That's, for a white sapote, that's nothing. For a persimmon though, it does make a difference. Persimmons are sooks. This is the Day Maru. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this guy. He's been sulking for 4 years in the ground. What a sulk. What a sook. Alright guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the channel and subscribing. And thanks for sharing. We'll see you from the next video. In about a week or two, right? If something major comes up. Yeah. Let's go around the other way. So I got a lot of work to do. I got a lot of work in the front too. There's the curry tree that I put in the ground a year ago. That's doing really well. And the Kohala longans. We're gonna get a few on this tree. Alright guys. I don't think I forgot anything. The cherry trees, I might pull these out, I don't know. We'll see. Kim loves the cherry. A lot of people love cherries. But they take up a lot of room. And the birds die for them. The birds literally die for cherries. I'm not doing it. I'm not growing it for them. Over and out.